Hello children. So today we are going to start with a new topic, natural regions of the world. And before I start with this topic, I want to remind you, don't forget to share the link. Along with that, subscribe the channel, right? And when you subscribe the channel, press the bell icon also so that you will get the notifications regarding any new video uploaded in the channel. Okay. So now let's start with the natural regions of the world. First of all, what is a natural region and what is the need to divide the world into different natural regions or climatic regions or physiographic regions or any such regions? The main reason behind that is the study purpose. Suppose we need to study in detail about the natural vegetation of one particular area of the entire world. How to study that in detailed way? It is only possible when we divide the world into different regions, okay, different parts. And how the division is done? It is done on the basis of what we need to study. Suppose we need to study about the climatic conditions. So we just take the climate as the main parameter on which basis the entire world is divided. And then the divisions are called as the climatic regions of the world. Same way, if we take the natural vegetation of any area, just natural vegetation, and according to that we just classify the world into different type of natural vegetations. We can call all those divisions as natural vegetation regions of the world. So this is how, suppose we are just taking physiography, okay, the landform. So we divide the world according to the different type of landforms and their formation. And then we can call all those divisions as physiographic regions of the world. So this is how the division is made, and what is the main purpose behind it? Main purpose or the main motive is to study, right, in a better way. When we divide a larger area into small divisions, and for our study purpose we take those small divisions, right, one by one. So naturally we are going to do our studies in a much better way. Okay, in a very detailed manner we can study each and every part of the world. And this is the reason why we divide the world into different parts. Same way, now here we are going to study about the natural regions. Okay, natural regions of the world. Now for this purpose, what we have done, basically what is a natural region you should understand first. A natural region is a part of the earth's surface or the entire earth, right, which has somewhat in some way or the other, it has got a high degree of uniformity, homogeneity regarding its structure, its you can say landforms, right, or the climate, natural vegetation, human you can say human adaptations, right? All these things when we take together, right, and these all have got some you can say uniformity, and these are a little different from the other parts. Then this can be categorized as one particular natural region. Why natural? Because in this we are taking climate, that is temperature, rainfall both. We are taking soil type also, we are taking the landform, right, we are taking natural vegetation, we are taking the wildlife, as well as the human activities, or you can say the human adaptations according to the surrounding environment. So all these things together we take in that particular region, and that is why we call such regions as natural regions of the world. Now or the other way you can say, it has got a combination of climatic elements which is different from the other regions, and that is why many times it is also called as that on the basis of these climatic elements only we can do the classification of natural regions, and then this is called as climatic classification. Now the next thing is, when we do the climatic classification of natural regions, for that what are the main factors that are kept in mind? Number one is the temperature, pressure, winds, humidity conditions. All these are the elements of climate or the weather conditions, right? So all these are always kept in mind. Then next is landforms, because landforms also get actually affected by the different type of climate. So here the landforms also are taken as one of the elements or the factors, you can say. Then next is the climatic conditions. Now climatic conditions which influence the weathering of rocks, again an important part. And then one more important thing, that is vegetation and the wildlife, which again depends on climate to a great extent. So according to the change in climate, the vegetation will change, the wildlife will change, the type of rock, you can say the weathering, to the extent of weathering which has been there, that will change. Okay, the type of landforms will be found different in different parts, having different climatic conditions. So this is how, based on this climatic classification, we have divided the world into different natural regions. And the major natural regions we have to study here are, number one is the equatorial region. When we say equatorial region is a vast area which is coming in between, which is considered that in between the two latitudes, that is the equator and 10 degrees north almost, right, in the northern hemisphere, and equator to 10 degrees south in the southern hemisphere. That is the zone, okay, that is the entire zone on the earth which is called as equatorial region. That means near the equator, or within which the equator is involved. Now what is so important about it, that we are going to discuss here, right? How the climate of equatorial region is different from the other climates, other regions. Now the next thing what we need to discuss is the regions or the areas in the different continents which belong to this particular region, which are coming under equatorial region. Now which are those areas? First we can have a check of suppose we are taking the main continents within which this region can be found. Number one is Asia, number two is Africa, and number three is the South America. Now when we talk about Asia, the countries which are coming under the equatorial region are especially Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Malaysia, and some parts of Philippines also, right? These are the countries which are coming under the equatorial region. When we are coming to Africa, what part of Africa is being covered under equatorial region? Now under this, the coastal lowlands, especially of the Zaire basin, right? Then Guinea coast in West Africa, Guinea, along the Gulf of Guinea, you can see the Guinea coast. Okay, so this is the area in Africa. But when we talk about the South America, in this you will find the lowlands between Guyana and Brazil highlands. Okay, Guyana and Brazilian highlands, in between that there is a lowland, and this area is actually having the equatorial type of climatic condition. Clear? Besides this, you can say Amazon basin and the coastal Colombia. This is again an area which has got the equatorial type of climatic conditions. So these are the different regions in the entire world where we can find this type of climate, equatorial climate, and that's why this is called as equatorial type of climatic region. Okay, now the next thing what we have to study here is about the temperature condition. Okay, temperature and then rainfall, that comes under the climate, right? Now temperature, especially when we talk about temperature, always the temperature is very high in this region. Throughout the year you will find the temperatures remain very high. There is one reason behind it, because throughout the year you will find maximum time the direct sun rays fall over this region, that is equatorial region, and because of this, because the vertical rays are falling for maximum time, right, within 1 year you will find for maximum time it is falling vertically over here, and that's why temperature goes very high. It can be from 25 degrees centigrades and above. Here we cannot say that it remains just 30 degree or 35 degree. It goes mostly very high. 40, 45 is a normal thing. So that is one thing. Now come to second part of it, the rainfall. Rainfall is generally, the minimum rainfall which is received is almost 175 centimeters. Okay, but it goes to 250 centimeters, 300 centimeters, or 350, 400 centimeters. It goes very high in certain areas. Okay, so generally the rainfall is too heavy. Rainfall is too heavy and the temperature is also very high. So that makes what combination? The climate is generally hot and humid. Okay, in this way we define the climate in very short. The climate of equatorial region is of what type? It is hot and humid. Now what about the seasons? Regarding the seasons, if you see, throughout the year you will find there is only one season, that is summers. Only one season, because throughout the temperatures remain very high. So no other season is there, no winter season is there at all. Moreover, when we talk about rainy season, again there is no distinct rainy season also. Why we are talking in this manner? Because the rains are not only limited to one season. This is the region where you will find the rainfall is received every day. Daily, almost every day, around 4 to 5 o'clock in the evening, the rainfall occurs, and this rainfall is called as 4 o'clock shower because of this nature. Because almost every day the rainfall, when it occurs around 4 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening time, that is why it has got the name 4 o'clock shower. It is a very important feature of equatorial type of climatic region. And moreover, this rainfall is basically of convectional type, right? Because till the noon time, constantly evaporation take place with a very high rate. It goes on, and water vapor is added on and on in the atmosphere. As it goes higher up, it gets cool. Condensation take place, and as the condensation take place, just after the noon time, you will find a little drop in what temperature is there, and that makes falling back again of the water to the earth's surface. So these droplets of water, when they come down to the earth's surface, that is called rainfall, right? What type of rainfall? It is convectional type, because it is caused because of the convectional currents. So this is called as convectional type rainfall, and as it occurs around 4 to 5 o'clock, so it is called as 4 o'clock shower. And this is an important feature about the rainfall of equatorial region. Regarding climate, this is done. That means you can say the temperature is always, it's very high, okay, and in the morning time a little it is cool, but again till the time we are measuring the temperature of the noon time, you will find the temperature starts rising very fast. So almost throughout the year temperatures remain high, and the only season which remains here, that is summer season. No winters and no rainy season. During rainfalls, you can say regarding the rainfalls, you will find that every day the rainfall occurs. There is no rainy season, there is no distinct rainy season during which the rainfall will occur. And now let's talk about the next thing, that is natural vegetation. When we talk about natural vegetation, it has got a dense forest cover, and it is called as the equatorial rainforests. Equatorial rainforests, and the trees most commonly which are found in this type of forests or this type of vegetations are you can say ebony, mahogany, right, rosewood, cinchona. These are the trees which are commonly found in these forests. Now the vegetation of the equatorial region is also called as multi-layered. It is called multi-layered because it has got different layers in which it is found. They are of different heights. The tallest one amongst them is called emergent. The tallest layer amongst all these is called as emergent. You can see the first layer, the highest one, right, in which you will find the trees reach to 50 meters and above. Just imagine how much tall these are, right? So these trees are coming under the category of emergent. Now the second layer after this, the next layer is of continuous canopy. Now this is actually the a layer in which you will find almost maximum trees are having a height of 40 meters or so, right? And they are too dense. The canopy is so dense that it feels, actually, when we try to see it from the suppose from any plane and all, right? Suppose we take any aerial photograph, always we get an idea like it seems like it is a carpet, green carpet is covering that area. So it's so dense and there is rarely any gap which is left in between, right? It is so dense, and that's why it has got the name continuous canopy. This is the second layer of it. Now the third layer is found after that, that is called under canopy. This includes actually the trees which are comparatively having lower height in front of, as compared to the two, that is emergent and the trees which are belonging to the second category. So these trees are actually having a little less height than the two layers. And then the fourth layer is actually including all the ferns and you can say the creepers and all, or very small plants or shrubs and all which are having very less height, or even the creepers and all that comes in this category. So this way you will find the vegetation of equatorial region is multi-layered. That's why it is called multi-layered, right? Why it is called evergreen? Evergreen because these trees don't shed their leaves at once. That means at the same time. No, because these trees shed their leaves at different times. So always, whenever we have a look of this forest, always we find that it is of green color, because all the trees are not having the same time for shedding down their leaves. So this is the reason why it is called evergreen type of forest. Now the next thing here we have to discuss here is one more thing is there. This type of vegetation, or you can say equatorial forest, right? Equatorial forests of especially all these equatorial regions are well known as the lungs of the world, right? Especially the Amazon forests. These are called as the lungs of the world because these are the giant machines, right, that absorb a large amount of carbon dioxide and they release, just like a giant machines, they are taking in the carbon dioxide and they are releasing out oxygen, and that's why these are called as the lungs of the world. Now the next we have to discuss, the next topic we have to discuss here is the wildlife. Okay, regarding the wildlife, because of such a harsh climatic condition, or you can say it's such a hot and humid condition in which all the animals cannot survive, that's why you will find a number of insects and spiders and different type of snakes, right? All these are found in large number in such forested area. Okay, a few of the, you can say, big animals like elephants, rhino, all these can be found. Otherwise, very less in number. Otherwise, a different category is there which is seen in this region and which is called as arboreal type of animals. Arboreal. Now what is arboreal animals? What does that mean? What is the meaning of arboreal? Arboreal means when the animals have adapted themselves to live on trees. All those animals which have adapted according to the conditions and they are now ready to live on the trees, such animals are coming in this category. Such animals are called as arboreal animals. Yes, the main reason why such animals are found in large number in these regions because surface, okay, it is almost very dark because the sunlight is not able to penetrate down through the canopy, okay, through the dense canopy. So most of the time the surface, the land surface remains very damp, okay, it's very dark and moist. So it is actually not in favor of the growth of any animals, like most of the animals, you can say, right? We cannot say that totally it's not having any living beings. Living beings are there, but most of the animals are not seen which are found on the in the normal forested area, right? The reason being this only. Now, what type of animals are found mostly? Mostly the animals are belonging to this category only, that is called arboreal type. So this is about the wildlife, and especially you will find some different types of monkeys, then reptiles, right? Snakes, lizards, then different type of birds also, parrots, macaws, then hornbills, all these birds are found in large number here. Now regarding the human adaptations, now how the people or the human beings are actually have adapted themselves according to such conditions, and which people are found there. Basically, if you see, try to search for it, most of the people belong to the tribal group, right? Most of the people are tribal people, and besides that, if the people are of that category, mostly they are the hunters or the food gatherers and all, right? And these all live a very, you can say, primitive life, okay? But in certain cases where these people have come in contact with a little civilized group, right, civilized people of the cities and all, there these people have started doing the cultivation. Now what type of cultivation is mostly practiced in these areas? Especially the main type of farming which is practiced here is the shifting agriculture. Several different gardens have been developed, right, where the plantation farming is being done, and especially in Java, Sumatra, Malaysia, then Central America, these plantations have been developed. So basically shifting agriculture and the plantation type of farming, these are mostly seen in such areas because the climatic condition is quite suitable for a few crops, not all, a few crops, especially like rubber, you can say, right, cocoa, then several spices. Such crops can be developed, such cash crops can be developed in these areas. Other crops which are grown in the equatorial regions are, they include, you can say, banana, coffee, then cinchona, sugar, then tea, tobacco. All these are the crops which are mostly grown in such areas where agriculture is done. These crops are mainly grown in equatorial regions. So that's all with this video, and now as I leave, before that I want to remind you once again to share the link of this video with your friends and classmates, okay, and do subscribe the channel. So see you soon in the next video, in which we are going to discuss about some other natural regions of the world. Okay, till then, bye.